Alright, so today we'll be looking at 3 forum topics in the Korean forums on the free bulletin board. So seriously, why are you guys playing this game? This guy is basically complaining about Nexon, saying that they're a criminal organization that makes money through odds, manipulation, and other illegal means. And he's genuinely curious why people are still playing this, and why Nexon hasn't listened to his 2 suggestions, which aren't even that good. I think, like, with an MMO, like, you'll never find a perfect, like, MMO publisher or developer. There's always flaws with just about every MMO publisher or developer out there. It's never gonna be perfect. And Nexon isn't that bad, in my opinion. Like, yeah, they can be a little greedy sometimes, but overall Nexon does a good job on all their games. Like, pretty much every Nexon MMO or game I've played has been a really solid game. It's felt really good. So, at least they make good content. And that's all I really care about. But let's check out some of the comments and see what they have to say about it. So Mabinogi, it's a game that makes you want to swear at it, but if you look at the game itself, there doesn't seem to be a game that can replace it. This is true. I haven't found another game that I enjoy quite as much as Mabinogi, mostly because Mabinogi is so unique. But I feel if they just improved the management a bit, it would be a huge hit, so I don't know why they're intentionally fighting and neglecting this. I don't think they're completely neglecting this. I have noticed in recent years, since we've gotten the new director, the new Korean director of Mabinogi, that they've been making a lot of positive changes for the game, like quality of life updates, and the new director seems to be open to listening to the player base more. So I feel like they're taking the right steps to improving this game. I don't think they're neglecting it as much as this person thinks they are. So I play it because I really like it. There is nothing perfect in this world, that's true. I don't expect games or life to be perfect. That's a good attitude to have when playing MMOs or any video game in general. I just enjoy the good parts and do them. If there was nothing fun or good about this game, you probably wouldn't have sent suggestions or played it until now. Instead of asking others, think about it carefully yourself and either quit or look away again. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good opinion to have on the game. Like, think about why you play the game. Think about if you're really enjoying it or not, and then take a break from it if you need to, keep playing it if you want to, or just quit. But like, overall, don't expect the game to be perfect, because it's not. Mabinogi has a lot of its flaws, and part of that is due to its current limited engine, and some of that is also due to the decisions that Nexon has made in the past. But overall, the game is still very good, very fun, and I can overlook the negatives about the game because of that. On the contrary, I think it's the same as people asking, why didn't you quit sooner? If you have feelings for someone, you're still holding on, but if not, you're just giving up. So yeah, that's true too. Because it's free. Mabinogi is free. That is one of the perks to Mabinogi. There is premium service, but it's completely optional. You can play the game completely free. But it seems like most people are aware that Mabinogi is a flawed game and it's not perfect, but they choose to stay around anyway, mostly because it's a unique MMO and there isn't another one quite like it. So you just have to take both the good and the bad and just live with it or move on. So that's why people stay in the game, and it's the same in the NA community too. Like, we know that the game is flawed, we know Mabinogi has its problems, but we all stick around in Mabinogi because it has, like, that... It has a lot of good qualities too. It's good at, like, keeping players around. I mean, there's a reason why everyone has stayed in the game so long, and that reason is a little different from player to player, but, like, overall, both in the NA and Korea, players have learned to accept all the good and bad of Mabinogi and overall decided to stay because it's just one of the best games out there. So then we have this thread, but this is it. If you don't have equipment, are you unable to access the content at all? So what do they mean by this? Let's take a look at the comments. You can do most things. In other games, there is a level limit and it is difficult, but in this game, you keep reincarnating, collecting AP, and leveling up your skills, so there is no problem. There is no equipment to buy with real money. That isn't completely true. There is some real equipment included sometimes in gachapons, at least in the NA. And I'm not a big fan of that, but luckily that doesn't happen very often. The only things you can buy with real money are things you can sell to others and put up for auction to make money. So yeah, one of the advantages to Mabinogi is, even though we have gacha, just about everything in the game can be sold in the auction house to other players for gold. I think, like, one of the few things that you can't sell on the auction house is, like, partners. Like, those are a cash shop only item, for example. You do actually have to buy those with your own money, but overall it's not that bad. And that's mainly because you can just sell just about any cash shop item to other players, and it creates a open and free market. You can even sell pets, so that's good. What kind of content are you trying to enter? So that's a good question. So since this thread is about equipment, I will say that you can get pretty far in the game without equipment. Like, I don't have very good equipment in the game, and I've already gone through all of Gen 25, so you can definitely go a long way without, like, super good equipment. Like, I can run veteran dungeons and, like, do all that stuff, and, like, I've cleared Gen 25. So you don't really need, like, good equipment to enjoy the story and most features in the game. I think the only time that you really need to worry about, like, getting better equipment is when you're doing, like, the endgame raids and stuff like that. So, like, Rabbi Phantasm, Crombass, Glenberna, and, like, other endgame dungeons and content. Unless Mabinogi's operating policy changes, Mabinogi will... So, I was ranked first on the Mabinogi server. I am an unfair user who is permanently banned for posting on the free bulletin board. So they were banned for something. If Mabinogi is to develop, it must stop permanently banning users. So it looks like this person got banned from the free bulletin board and then, like, created, like, a alternate account to, like, come here and post this and complain about it. So an official apology is needed, and I hope the Mabinogi management will compensate me and apologize as soon as possible. So yeah, this player feels like they're entitled to an apology because they messed up, basically, which is kind of ridiculous. Let's see what the comments say, though. And they did link a video here. I did watch some of it, but didn't really seem too relevant. And down here in the comments, the video and text content seem different. Just play the game that was already made. He made the game and said he would play it, and so that's why if you don't like it, you can just leave. Go to the hospital. Yeah, Like, this player needs to get some help. It seems like they're being pretty entitled. So, I don't know what they did to piss off Nexon. They probably broke some rules or something like that. So they probably made a mistake and now they're just, like, complaining on the forums because they have nothing better to do. But yeah, that's 3 posts in the free bulletin board on the Mabinogi Korean forums.